Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Matt Clark, of course, who was announced that he will be going to USF. Well, he was going to go to USF 2000 anyway, because 2022 US Juniors champ, the first ever champion of that series, by the way. Of course, he'll be going with the team that he raced in USF Juniors with, of course, DeForce Racing, making the jump there. Mac, how are you? It's been a while since we've had you on.
Good man. I appreciate you having me again. It's good to be back and I'm just chilling. It's the holidays. I'm at home. I'm on my sim rig and we're here to have a good time.
Yeah. Of course, Canada is all. What's it like to? Of course, lots of changes for you. Of course, you're the champ of the series. Of course, you're getting ready for the new campaign, but also you're in your first year of college.
It's a lot, dude. I mean, juggling it's a question that I do get a lot, like juggling school and racing at the same time, right? While also trying to have like a social life. It's a job for, someone my age and I think time management is very important, but I mean, I'm still living a healthy, happy lifestyle. I passed all my classes, lots of big W. I'm in engineering. And I kind of took to it after a little while. It's a big jump from high school, I think a lot of people don't think it's going to be as big as it is, but we got that under control, and just looking forward to 2023 with DeForce Racing and starting to really start like properly prepping for first week of March and downtown streets of St. Petersburg.
Yeah. So you're going to be on a lot, going to maybe some places that you didn't race at last year, but a lot of the tracks on the USF schedule are going to be very familiar to you.
And that's something that I'm really happy about because last year, some of those tracks were new to me, and it's tough, right? You go in, you only get a few practice sessions, and then you dive straight into qualifying. So I think now that I have, those laps under my belt, it's going to come a lot more natural. Those first few laps in a USF 2000 car, and that really sets up your whole weekend, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, getting ready for this season, what are you doing? Anything different? What are you just excited about?
So I like that question because I am doing something different. So for the first time, last like 4 or 5 months, I have a personal trainer. I'm working with Pearl Perform and Sam Feldman, and they're really helping take my game to the next level. I've never felt, better physically. And I think, physical well-being also translates to mental well-being, and hopefully those both, show on the racetrack. So I'm feeling strong and I'm feeling ready for 2023.
Yeah. So I know that you had a great season, and with all the wins that you've had, what was that like to just go through in a brand new series, for you, and to race in the United States? Of course, you're from Canada. What was it like just going through that year?
I mean, I consider myself very lucky to do what I do. Being Canadian, I'm very proud to race under the maple leaf and show what we got from the Great White North. But I mean, to have a season as successful as we did, it's really a dream come true. It's only step one out of say 10 on the road to IndyCar, which is where I want to end up eventually. But coming into the season, we knew that we wanted to be strong out of the gate. That's what we did. We brought it. We got the championship points we needed and secured that scholarship. So I'm very happy, very pleased with the year. The guys at DeForce Racing did an amazing job, and I'm looking forward to kind of continuing our success into 2023.
Yeah, of course you have. Of course, a lot of the tracks that you're going to, you raced at Mid Ohio, Road America, but a lot of places like St. Pete, and of course, I know you're looking forward to this. Your home race in Toronto.
Dude, I am so excited for Toronto. It's like I can't stop thinking about it. Like my dad and I were talking about it literally yesterday. I'm so pumped. Um, I mean, it's special, right? It's the only Canadian race on the calendar. But yeah, tracks like St. Pete, tracks like Toronto, tracks like LOR, the Oval, right? Like it's a big change. I've never driven a proper street course in like an open wheel car, right? So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I think it's gonna be a proper step up, but that's what USF 2000 competition brings, right? Like it's a semi-professional series traveling with IndyCar. There's a lot of pressure, there's high stakes, but I think we're ready for the challenge.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for next? I know it's a lot of downtime in Canada, and what are you planning on doing for? Of course, the holidays are coming up, but there's also this big winter storm that's coming.
We were talking about that right before we went live. Yeah, there's apparently a big storm coming at the end of the week, but hopefully we make it through that fine, chill throughout the holidays, see the family, and then right back to school, bro. Like, I mean, I live on campus. It's about an hour and a half away from like my family house here in Milton, Ontario. Um, and yeah, so back to campus, back on the school grind, and then just kind of counting down the days to St. Pete.
Yeah. So biggest thing that you learned last year?
Ooh, that's a loaded question, my man. I'd say a lot of what I learned last year was based and revolved around leading and winning not only races but a championship, and having that kind of like leader mindset, if that makes sense, because it is much different when you're always leading versus always chasing, right? So, being smart, not taking any unnecessary risks, um, and just making sure that I got the points that I needed. I feel like it was you know, a big step mentally from where I was in 2021. Not that I was weak in 2021, but I feel like I really added some solid stuff to my game that I'll carry with me for not only this upcoming year, but for the rest of my career.
Um, I know your glasses are clear, but he is.
It's the glasses are tough. I don't like wearing them in the helmet, but I mean, gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, I hate contacts. So for many people that have known me since I put glasses on, which is since 20, uh, mainly just been wearing these. It's like that's why I always
You just rocking them, right?
yeah I just went with the black ones. It's like yeah
Yeah, no, I like them. I like them. My clear ones, like there's like a shop like 15 minutes away, our local glass shop, and I just went and I'm like, oh, I kind of like the clear ones. But I tried contacts, and like you're saying, I don't know, like hate's kind of a strong word 'cause I feel like I never really got to test them out properly. Like I just like 4 or 5 days in a row. He gave me like a trial package, right? Like 10 of each for each eye or whatever. And 3 days in a row before school, I woke up and gave myself like an extra half an hour to try to get those bad boys in. Dude, I could not, like my eyes were all itchy and red and they kept falling out. And I was like, I can't do this.
yeah I can't wear contacts. If I take these off, I cannot see anything.
Are you like blind as a bat, like properly blind?
No. Obviously, I can still see, but not as well.
What's your prescription? Do you know?
I think it's like I have no idea. So I haven't really. I'll have to ask my eye doctor when I go there. So,
I love it.
yeah. Speaking of a lot of things, well, speaking of random topics, let's get your. How do you think NFL's going? How do you think the Bills are doing? So
Bro, I love that you remember that I'm a Bills fan because we just came off a big win against Miami, and I was pumped about that. I'm excited. I mean, 11-3. What's there not to be excited about? I think we have Super Bowl potential. I think we need a run game, but I think my boy Josh Allen is going to carry us to the Super Bowl and hopefully the Lombardi.
yeah, but that would be big because my friends in Buffalo are about to get pounded with snow. So
Oh, dude, it's Buffalo gets way more snow than we do in Toronto, and I'm sure you do in Michigan, right? Like they get a ton of snow.
we don't get as much. We don't get as much as they do.
Yeah,
Buffalo is known for getting like 3 feet of snow.
yeah. It's like that lake effect snow, right? It's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, it's nuts. So of course, your two teammates were also announced as well. Of course, you're familiar with both of them. What's that going to be like?
I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, we always have a good time when the DeForce stable. I know obviously I ran juniors in 22 with Maxwell, and we're good friends. We talk off track, and I think having a teammate that you enjoy spending time with, it makes life at the track a little bit nicer, right? Like you can laugh, make jokes. And then George Garcia, who I raced, I guess only once in Portland when I did that one off in USF. And I didn't really like properly meet him until about a month or two ago. But he's an awesome guy, and I think all three of us are gonna gel and help each other stay strong, and kind of add to each other's game for the whole way through 2023.
For sure. And just obviously USF's going to be ultra competitive this year. No how. I mean, if it was just as competitive as last year was with especially
Yeah.
with all the championship went down with with Miles and Michael and Jace, it's going to be ultra competitive this year. And none of all those guys have moved up to Indy Pro 2000. I know Michael hasn't announced his plans yet for next year, but overall, it's going to be it's a lot of hungry drivers in USF 2000.
A lot of guys that want to come out and that are after that scholarship just as I am, right? So I think it's important to remember that everyone has the same goal and that you got to be digging all the time to find that little extra edge. So I think at DeForce Racing, we might have a little something special for everyone, but I think everybody, has that mindset as well. So gotta dig deep, make sure that we're ready for the season opener in St. Pete, come out swinging hard like we did last year, and hopefully try to, grab hold of that championship.
For sure. All right. Matt Clark, thank you so much for coming on and spending a few minutes with us, and best of luck in 2023.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.